Claudia Webbe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is frankly frightening that we are at the second stage of a bill that begins with an effective admission by the Home Secretary that the proposed legislation is not compatible with international law and our human rights obligations. Yet despite this, the Home Secretary says that they want this House to go along with it anyway. The European Convention on Human Rights is often misrepresented by the party opposite and their media friends, but the facts are that it was drafted by the UK and protects the rights of my constituents in Leicester East and of every one of us. The bill is frightening, not just for refugees, but because it sets a precedent that the government can simply choose to derogate our human rights and can do so with almost no route to legal challenge. Not even children are safe under this bill. Whilst the bill does not instruct the deportation of unaccompanied children, it does give permission for their deportation if the government or Home Secretary so wishes. This is monstrous legislation, and no assurances from the party opposite can make it less so. Will the Home Secretary commit today to protect the rights of unaccompanied children and commit to ensure they are not deported under any circumstances? And let's be clear, Mr. Speaker. While the government disguises this bill under its Stop the Boat slogan, this legislation is designed to give the government the power to pick and choose which people from which countries and regions can apply for asylum at all, whether they come by boat or not. Many would argue that this is racist legislation, allowing safe and legal routes for a select group, but not others in classic colonial style, divide and rule style. According to the government, a person escaping torture, persecution and wars, even those involving British-made bombs and weapons who applies for asylum on arrival, is already disqualified and made automatically ineligible with no right of appeal, and under this bill will be deported. Furthermore, the bill gives the government the power to detain human beings who have committed no crime for 28 days with no right of appeal or right to apply for immigration bail. This is state-sanctioned fascism. It's inhumane and cruel. It's beyond dispute that this bill is an attack on internationally protected legal rights, but the bill goes even further to explicitly state that its purpose is to exclude certain human rights entitlements from the asylum process. The bill states certain human rights claims are made inadmissible. The bill is also moved by the government to put itself and agents above the law. The late, great Tony Benn famously said that we should watch how a government treats refugees because it's how it will treat UK citizens if they